This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to 19 Cats and Counting. I guess I should change the name. As a lot of you know, I took in a 20th cat. That's my maximum. So his name is Maxwell. We'll get back to that later. I have such a wonderful guest on the show today. Somebody that I've known since high school, but don't ask me what year that was. I'm not telling. We'll be back to introduce Maria Licata, my friend, and her Jewelry with a Purpose line, MCL Jewelry Designs. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor.
Looking for a dental treat that does more for your dog? Daily Dose is a 2-in-1 chew that pairs a daily dental scrub with powerful supplements to help with the biggest health concerns facing our dogs. Daily Dose was developed by vets to be simple to use and super effective. Plus, dogs love the taste. Available for joint, skin, heart health, or calming. Daily Dose. Your pet's daily dose of awesome. Visit yourpetsdailydose.com to save $3 on your first bag with promo code PETLIFE. That's yourpetsdailydose.com.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting with my awesome guest, Maria Licata. I've known Maria since way back in high school, my days back in Buffalo, New York. Hi, Maria. How are you?
I'm good, Rita. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to talk about your jewelry line, why you started it. I have quite a few of your pieces, and I love them all. I don't know if you noticed, but whenever I do an on-camera interview, I'm wearing one of your necklaces.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So I know you were originally called Jewelry with a Purpose because you started this company, this organization, because you had a purpose in mind. Tell me about how you got started.
Well, I actually started making jewelry about 15 years ago and was going to retire about 3 years ago. And then I decided that I wanted to combine my love for making jewelry and my love for animals. So I started Jewelry with a Purpose. And the purpose being, I want to donate back to animal organizations and animal rescues that need help with fundraising. So that's why I started that.
Oh, I love that because, you know, you're an animal lover like me, and there's so many out there and so many good causes, and you want to give to everyone, but you just can't.
Yes, it's impossible. But like I said, everybody needs the help.
They do. And I know you and I were also both in Los Angeles at the same time. Did you start your MCL Designs while you were still in LA?
I did, actually. No, actually, it went through a couple of different names. I believe it started with Rochella Designs. Mm-hmm. And Rochella was actually the town my grandmother was from in Sicily.
Right.
But nobody knew how to pronounce it, so we had to scrap that one. And then we went on to True Passion Jewelry, and then went on to MCL Jewelry Designs, and Jewelry with Purpose came about 3 years ago.
Well, purpose, passion, I mean, your purpose is your passion, is your love for animals.
It really is.
So then you moved out to Vegas.
Yes.
What prompted you to move to Vegas?
Well, my brother was living in LA when I was living in LA, mm-hmm. and he moved to Vegas. And I didn't have any family left in California. And I had just left my one job, and my brother's like, come out to Vegas. You'll love it out here. And I've been here ever since. It's been since 2015.
I love it. The cost of living so much better. And that's one reason I'm not in LA anymore. My parents retired to the Carolinas where I used to live. So I came back here to be near family, better cost of living, all of that. It's wonderful. It's so awesome that you're able to be near your brother still, and that you've been able to carry your passion for animals, and you're volunteering to Vegas with you. I know you foster a lot of animals. Tell me about that. What's it like to be a foster? I'm a foster failure.
Well, I was a foster failure in California. I was supposed to have my friend's cat until he moved to a new place. And I fell in love with her. And he was actually moving to the Pacific Northwest and he wasn't going to be able to keep her.
Oh.
So, yeah. So he was going to try to find a home for her. And he says, could you just watch her until I do? And I'm like, sure, that's not a problem. And fell in love with her and had her for 9 years. She was with until she was 17. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Right now, you're fostering 2 adorable little kittens. I know you would love to keep them. I'm hoping you do, but they're so cute. Tell me about them and how you who you're fostering them for.
Actually, I am going to be a foster fail.
I love it! Yay!
I know. I went to visit my best friend and her husband in Palm Springs a couple of weeks ago, and their backyard for the last few years, since they moved there, has been like a breeding ground for ferals.
So many.
So they've trapped them, they've fixed them. The ones that could be domesticated, they found homes for. It's been going on for the last almost 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they said that there were 2 new ones in their backyard and they had to bring them in because it was 120 degrees in the yard.
Oh, goodness.
And they were just so tiny. So they brought them in, the bottle fed. They started eating wet food like very quickly, using the litter box.
Good.
They fell in love with them, but they couldn't keep them.
Uh-huh.
So I was going out to visit anyways. And I said, listen, I'll take them back with me because if they brought them to Palm Springs Shelter,
Right.
then if they probably would not have had a very good outcome.
I understand.
So I'm like, no, we're not going to let that happen. So they came back with me with the intention of finding them a good home because I do have friends with cat rescues out here.
Right.
And actually, this is probably going to be their home. So I fell in love with them and they're just amazing.
I know you can't see this because it's recorded, but I'm smiling brightly because I kind of knew this was going to happen.
I know you did.
But so you did find them a good home, and they're so adorable. They're so little. How old were they when you got them? Like 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that?
They were 6 weeks, I believe. I took them to the vet last week for their wellness check. And actually, if the numbers work out right, tomorrow will be their 2-month birthday.
Wow.
So yeah, they got their first set of shots. We're going to go back in 3 weeks to get the second set. And the vet said they're healthy. They're doing great.
Now, is there one boy and one girl?
No, they're both girls.
Oh, they're both girls. Good. You don't need to worry about juggling. I've had that where I've taken in a boy and girl kitten at the same time, and I've had to make sure I got one of them fixed before we had a mistake.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was getting worried about. So when she came in and because I told her, I said, I'm not sure if Panda is a boy or a girl. So when she walked back in, she says, "You're girls." And I'm like, yay.
That takes some of the worry right out of that. That's awesome.
Yes.
So how do you, when you're selling your jewelry, do you decide where the profit goes, like where the donation goes, or do the people who buy the jewelry tell you who they'd like the donation to go to? How does this work?
Well, it depends if they have a specific, and it has to be a registered 501c3.
Good.
Yes. If they have a specific organization they would like the money to go to, then that's where it will go to. If they don't, then it will go to the organization that I'm with, which is Pawtastic Friends.
Tell me more about them. How did you get involved with them?
I got involved with Michael and Melissa Novelli are the founders of Pawtastic Friends, and they started it in late December, I think it was December 2016, around there. Mm-hmm. And it all began when they were volunteering at the Nevada SPCA. They would go in and they would take videos of the dogs and they would post them online to try to help them get homes.
Right.
And they wanted to do more. So they started Pawtastic Friends. And what they do is they work with, we work with 20 local rescues. Mm-hmm. And we raise money to get the funding for the dogs to go to training, whether it's water therapy or commands or social skills. Any training these dogs need, we will pay for.
I love it.
And yeah, so far since I think we've adopted out over 360 dogs.
Wow,
Yes.
that's amazing. See, making them sociable and teaching them some basic skills, some basic cues and commands, that makes them so much more adoptable.
Right. Now, there were maybe 16 or 17 dogs at a local shelter that were going to be put down. And Melissa said, not until I evaluate them. She went and spent all day at the shelter looking at these dogs. And she says, I'm going to find rescues. She called all of our rescues and said, listen, you have to pull these dogs. We're putting them in the training program. Wouldn't you know, every single dog got a loving home.
I love that. I love
Yes.
that. That's what it
So-
takes, is somebody to look at these dogs and properly evaluate them, because I know that the rescues have a lot more skill set in evaluation than the shelters do. The state-run shelters, they've got these tiny budgets. They've got a lot of turnover. They've got people there who have like 3 seconds to decide, is this cat or dog adoptable or not, right? And they really don't have anyone to work with them and make them adoptable. That's not what they're about, unfortunately. It should be, but that's not what they have the ability to do. Yeah. So my mom runs here the Humane Society of Lancaster, South Carolina, and that's what she was doing for a long time, was evaluating the dogs in the shelter and hooking them up with local rescue so that they could have a chance to have a home. And unfortunately, cats, sometimes they don't get as much attention in rescue and shelter as the dogs do, just because there's so many more cats than dogs that are in the system.
That's very true, yes.
And that's why I love buying your necklaces, and I know you've given me a few. I turned around and donated to one of your causes, because that's what it's all about, is the money going where it can do the most good. I love wearing them whenever I do a video interview or something. I love to wear them because I want people to ask me, where did you get that? So that I can promote your awesome cause.
Thank you.
Well, we're not quite to break time, but I'm going to take a little break early, because when I come back, I want to talk to you about where you went this weekend.
Okay.
We'll find out after this short message from one of our awesome sponsors.
Are you listening to this right now with a cell phone clenched between your teeth as you frantically flip pages on your paper calendars? Or are you a new breed of groomer, bred for speed and efficiency of movement? 123 Pet software automates your communications, doing the reminding, confirming, thanking, and marketing for you. 123 Pet centralizes your schedule, employees, clients, inventory, and more. 123 Pet is the business management software you need. Start minding your business today. Visit 123petsoftware.com.
Pork chop, his coat is very thick. He's an Akita, German Shepherd, Lab, Husky mix. Harold, the Border Collie pit mix, has the most beautiful jet black coat. Stuart, my rat terrier, has fur now where he never had it before.
DINOVITE.com.
Dinovite will give them a beautiful, lustrous coat. It will make you smile.
You get some Dinovite, how happy your dog will be.
DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting. If I didn't say it before, I'm your host, Rita Reimers. And I have the awesome Maria Licata, who has started MCL Jewelry Designs as a way to help fund some of the causes, some of the local rescues that she works with in Las Vegas, and also where we can buy some jewelry. And it doesn't have to be dog or cat jewelry. She has all kinds of jewelry where we can say, hey, I want your donation to go to my favorite cause, which is, and you tell Maria what it is, and she makes sure they get the donation. Mm-hmm. But what I really want to talk about is you went to the Best Friends Shelter Rescue organization this weekend, and you spent the night there, didn't you?
I did.
I'm so excited. Tell me all about it.
This has been one of my dream trips for quite a few years. I've always wanted to visit Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Kanab, Utah. And I just didn't expect it to be so emotional and just absolutely wonderful. We stayed. This was a surprise gift from my boss and his wife and his mother-in-law for my birthday.
I love it.
And,
happy belated birthday. Sorry, I missed it.
Oh, thank you. My boss's wife is a very good friend of mine, and she hadn't been there in like 15 years. She had gone with her mother. So we went, and I'm telling you, it's just the most amazing place that I've ever seen. Just acres and acres and acres of beautiful land, and they house so many dogs. I actually took a picture of the percentage of animals that they have there, which I thought the dogs would be number one.
It's probably cats, isn't it?
It is cats. It's 41% cats are housed there.
What else do they have besides cats and dogs? Do they have some other animals too?
Yes, they do. They have parrots. They have 8% of parrots. They call them their wild friends. We went on the Wild Friends tour, which is like ravens and desert tortoises, and they had a mink, and they had owls, and just these beautiful animals. They have 14% of them. Then they have horses and pigs and rabbits, and they have 1% barn animals.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I would have loved to have been able to go to have gone on more tours, but we were only there overnight. So we did Dogtown, and we did the Wild Friends, and then we went up to Angel's Landing, where that's the resting area for animals who have passed. And it was very emotional up there. It really was. So it was just like I said, it was a dream come true for me, and I want to be able to go back for a longer visit next time.
Yeah, I had some clients when I was a pet sitter in Los Angeles that she and her husband would go and spend a week every fall, I think it was, they went. Mm-hmm. And she said there's so much to the place you can't even imagine.
Yeah, there is. Like I said, there's acres and acres, and everyone that works there, they're just so wonderful, and just you learn so much just going on one of the tours.
Did you stay on the premises? Do they have a facility where you can stay overnight?
We didn't, but they do. They have cabins. And I think what's new, maybe not recently new, but it's pretty new, is the RV. You could park RVs up there now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we stayed down the road at a place called the Roadhouse in Mercantile. Mm-hmm. And the rooms there, you would not expect when you open the door to see these rooms are just unbelievable.
I saw your photos on Facebook. The beautiful room.
Oh, it's just, I wasn't expecting that. And at the foot of the bed, there's like a little drawer, what you think is a drawer, and you pull it out, and it's a dog bed, so your dogs can sleep there.
Oh my gosh, how awesome!
Yeah, and you can bring. There was somebody staying there that had 3 big dogs.
Wow!
So they welcome your animals. They encourage you to bring your animals.
So that could be a cat bed too.
Sure, you could fit like maybe 5 cats on there.
Wow!
Or 20. In your case.
So I wonder, I don't know how their adoptions work, but if you're thinking of adopting, can you like stay there and like take the animal of your choice and stay overnight with it to see if you get along? Do they do that?
No, I heard that if you stay in the cabins, that you could, this is pre-COVID. I'm not sure if they're doing it now.
Oh, right. That's true.
Take an animal to spend the night in the room with you. I believe you could.
That would be a great way to see, especially if you have a dog and you're trying to adopt a dog or cat, to see if they get along. Because that's a big part of the equation, is making sure all your pets get along together.
Yes, exactly. And behind the motel, they have they've got like a little dog run, one for bigger dogs, one for smaller dogs. And it's just, I'm going to post a lot more pictures on my Facebook page. I hadn't had a chance to do that yet, but it's just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing them. It sounds like they've been around for years and years, so it sounds like it's very well organized, and they've got it running really well, like a well-oiled machine, right?
It is. It really is.
Well, someday I would love to go out there. My fear is I won't want to come back I don't know if they'd take me on with my 20 cats.
You never know. They're very welcoming people. It wouldn't surprise me if they said bring them all.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine? I already did one cross-country trip with 17 cats. I don't want to do that again. That's a whole show right there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but it was definitely, you could probably spend, I would love to go to volunteer, to be honest with you. I would love to volunteer for a long weekend.
That's one thing I miss with COVID is, not being able to be active out there, volunteer, or do anything much with the animals that need homes. I can't really take in anymore. Obviously can't foster because I would have 45 cats instead of 20. Right. 20 is my max. I never go over 20 ever. No matter who brings me what now, the answer is no.
And it's a hard word to say, too.
It really is. I mean, for a while, I wanted to open a senior cat sanctuary. It's still in the back of my mind. Linda Hall and I would love to do that. But then we think the first day, we're probably going to be full. And then after that, we're going to have to say no. And that really is hard to say. I don't know how we would ever do it. I don't know how these organizations don't go nuts,
I know.
Well,
yeah.
Best Friends is huge. They probably can take on more than the average. But like the ones that we would be volunteering with, the local ones, they've got a limit just like everyone else. And how do you say no without crying? I don't know.
I know. Exactly. I know Best Friends roughly has about 1,600 animals right now.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
that's a lot. She must have a lot of volunteers or paid employees to help take care of them.
They do. There's a large staff, really large staff.
I had on the founder of Cat House on the Kings not long ago, Lynette, and she said, oh, no, we don't do any volunteers. We pay everybody to come and take care of all these, because I've got 700 cats and they even have some dogs now there. So it really is, a cause where people want to be involved, but everybody has to make a living. So the only way to dedicate your life to it truly is to find a way to make enough money to live while you're following your passion. And that's a hard thing to do.
It's very hard. It really is, because I know Michael and Melissa from Podtastic Friends, they both have full-time jobs and they're working full-time with Podtastic Friends. So
it's tough. When do they sleep?
Hardly ever. It's a lot of work.
I love that name, Catastic Friends. I love that name.
Yeah.
So, I love that you're able to help both cats and dogs with your jewelry line. Tell me some about the designs that you have and how do you come up with them? And can people request certain colors? How does it work?
Well, the dog and cat crystal necklaces, the ones like you have, I have a bunch of different pendants, different dog ones, different cat ones. And they could have them custom made, whatever length they want, whatever pendant they want. So those can definitely be custom ordered. My regular jewelry line, I just whatever comes to mind. I don't, every great once in a while, I'll have an idea in my head and I'll try to, make a necklace or a pair of earrings or a bracelet. It doesn't always come out that way. Sometimes it comes out much better than I anticipated, which is,
that's awesome. Nice. That's always great.
Exactly. So, but yeah, the dog and cat crystal necklaces, those can be pretty much any color and they get to choose the pendant.
I think my favorite one is the pendant where the cat is scratching on the scratching post.
Yeah. That one's
I love
cute.
that one.
Yeah, that one's been popular. That one. That and the cute kitty one.
I think I have that one. Don't I have that one? I have a few.
Yeah, I think you do have that one.
I don't know if I have all the cat ones yet. If I don't, I have to work on that. I love the bracelet you sent me. It was not cat or dog, but it was so beautiful. The green. I love that.
Oh, I'm glad you like that.
I thought that, I wonder, do you make anything like that where people put their hair up in a ponytail? I thought that would be beautiful to be in your hair to keep your ponytail back.
I've never made the hair scrunchies. I would probably have to make sure like the elastic is triple just so when they go to twist it and tie it doesn't break and there's beads all over the place.
Right.
Especially if they have animals,
Right.
That would be kind of scary. But I've never tried that.
Well, I thought it would be beautiful. Yeah. Maybe I came up with a little idea. I don't know.
Yeah, we could try it.
Let me know if it works out. I would love to buy some of those.
Okay. Well, you get the family discount.
Well, I shouldn't. It should go to the discount should go to whatever rescue or shelter you're working with. I noticed that you sell some things that are fan based also. Like I saw something. Did I see something for the Raiders?
Yes, I do have Raiders and Golden Knights jewelry.
I love that.
Yeah. And I use that for fundraising as well.
And you have some high-end pieces too. I saw some really beautiful earrings that you had.
I make some like crystal hoop earrings.
Mm-hmm.
And I make other necklaces and bracelets that are, with crystals or semi-precious stones or glass. So those basically are one of a kind.
Right.
I don't duplicate a lot of those because I get my beads from all different places, and it's not, guaranteed I can get the same beads. So I like having one of a kind,
Oh, sure. People love to buy something that nobody else can have.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's so awesome you've been able to combine your passion for jewelry with your passion for animals.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. I mean, that's the whole reason why I started the Jewelry with a Purpose, now the MCL Jewelry Designs, is, one of these days I would love to be able to make a living doing my jewelry. And my way of giving back is, of being, grateful for it, is to give back to helping animals. So that's my goal.
Yeah, mine too. That's why I do what I do, with the purpose of helping cats remain in their forever homes. And, I need to make a living, but I'm not looking to get rich, just to keep a roof over, keep my cats happy and healthy, and be able to, reach out and help as many cats and cat owners as possible. And I love dogs too. My parents have 7 dogs. When I go to their house, I get my dog fix. I grew up with a dog, but my lifestyle never was very supportive of having dogs. So, and I've always had this kinship with cats. I don't know what it is. So when I talk about cats, I don't mean to leave out the dogs. I love them too. My mom and dad have 7 of the greatest dogs you could ever want. They're so sweet and adorable. Of course, it's a little overwhelming at first. Dog energy is so much more out there than cat energy, but I love them. Anything with a heartbeat, I love. It doesn't matter. I've had birds too. About the only thing I haven't had is reptiles. When I was a kid, I had mice and gerbils. Never had a hamster, but I love them all, and I want to see every living creature deserves a loving home.
They do. They really do. I had dogs growing up.
Did you?
And I was never, and forgive me for saying this, I was never a cat person. Not that I disliked them.
I get it.
Didn't have a lot of experience until I had my cat, my first cat.
Right.
She was the best cat ever. And then I got my dog after that. So I got.
And you had them at the same time. They got along.
Well, it was a growing process. It was I had my cat first. I got her when she was 8, and I had her for a few. I think I got her in 2007, and then I got my dog in 2011. She was 6 when I got her, and it was a slow process. I brought my dog home, and I made sure I kept her and the cat separated. Well, shortly after that, I had gone into the kitchen to get something, and I heard a loud screech. And I went running into the living room. And of course, I'm talking to them like they're going to answer me, right?
I do too.
I did. I said, "What happened?" And I'm like, "Nobody said anything. I never knew what happened." But after that, they had no problem. So I'm like, "Okay, we're good."
They had their little "I'm the boss and you're not." They came to an agreement, and that was that.
That's right. My cat said, "I was here first. These are my rules. We'll get along just fine." And the dog was like, "Okay."
I have a feeling that your cat laid down the law.
She did. Yeah, never had any problems after. So.
I love dog-cat friendships. I would love to have one, but I think if I brought a dog home, the 20 of these felines would form a mutiny and throw me out.
Yeah.
Dogs here.
or they would torment the dog where the dog would want to leave.
Right? I know. Well, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to say? Like, where can people find you? Or do you have a website? Or are you on Facebook? Where can they find MCL Jewelry Designs?
I have a MCL Jewelry Designs Facebook page. I don't have a website yet. I am will be working on an Etsy shop. I just don't know when that's going to happen. But I do have a lot of my stuff up on Facebook under MCL Jewelry Designs. Yeah.
Well, I always write a blog that goes with the radio shows. So when I write the blog, I will make sure I have a link to the Facebook page for MCL Jewelry Design so everybody can go and take a look, order some jewelry, and save some feline and canine lives in the process.
That's right. Thank you.
Well, I guess it's time for us to wrap up. And I'm so glad we finally made this happen. I know we've been trying for a while. I'm glad our schedules finally synced up, Maria. And I would love to have you on again. And I wish you so much success with MCL Jewelry Designs. And I hope one day that is exactly what you're doing, making a living and helping cats and dogs in the process.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much for having me on the show. This has been fun.
It was my pleasure. And I would also like to thank my producer, Mark Winter, who always makes my show sound so awesome. He'll edit out any of the boo-boos. And I'm just happy that he took a chance on my podcast and put it on Pet Life Radio. Until next time, just remember, every day is Catterday.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.